Welcome aspirants, welcome to SRIRAM IAS YT channel. In this One PYQ day series, today is the day of society, and that is why I'm here to discuss one previous year question from Mains 2024 GS paper 1 of Indian society. This is a very relevant series where we are in a way striking at the very core of UPSC Mains, that is the art of answer writing. But before we jump into our question, the one-to-one mentorship that we are offering at SRIRAM IAS, which is obviously free of course, you don't have to do anything, just look into the description of the video, fill the form and see how magic happens. So today's question of Mains 2024 was this. First thumb rule of Mains answer writing is read the question carefully. The question is, despite comprehensive policies for equity and social justice, underprivileged sections are not yet getting the full benefits of affirmative action emphasized by the Constitution. A very brilliantly crafted question. Last year, there was massive debates around EWS reservation. There were massive debates about Rohini Commission's recommendation, which was related to subcategorization within the OBC community. And that is why this question has been asked. So we will identify what exactly they are of questioning or asking you. यहाँ पे जो operative part है वो है despite the policies for social justice and equity, the underprivileged are not getting the full benefits of affirmative action as emphasized by the Constitution of India. जो keywords हैं वो ये, then they are asking you to comment on this issue within 250 words. So don't go for defining what is underprivileged or what is equity or what is social justice. You are not supposed to do it, because if you start writing or explaining these items or these things or concepts, you will definitely breach the word limit, which should not take place at all. Within the word limit, you have to answer it. So we will start obviously with having clarity on the issue. यहाँ पे clarity बहुत जरूरी है. वो बात कर रहे हैं अफर्मेटिव एक्शन जो कि हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने एम्फसाइज किया हुआ है फॉर इक्विटी एंड सोशल जस्टिस. व्हाट वी हैव एम्फसाइज्ड इन आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन in fundamental right and DPSP, director principal state policy, the variety of reservation policies that we have. So article 14 right to equality, article 15 and 16 reservation in education and employment, then article 46 of DPSP talks about looking after the vulnerable section of the population. Article 330, 332, these articles talk about the reservation of scheduled caste in the Indian legislative assemblies. And then these days you also have reservation for women. 33% reservation has been given, and that through constitutional amendment. In 73rd, 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, the PRI institutions also have reservations. So यहाँ पे जो अफर्मेटिव एक्शन है इसका सिंपल सा जो इलिस्ट्रेशन होगा वो होगा रिजर्वेशन. But beyond reservation also, our constitution, particularly the directive principle of state policy, talks about looking after the vulnerable section like women, like children, like disabled, like minorities. इन सबका मेंशन हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में मिलता है. तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली इंस्पायर्ड स्कीम्स आर देयर लाइक MG नरेगा, like National Food Security Act. So variety of interventions have been planned under affirmative action by the government or the state of India under the guidance of Indian Constitution. तो जो इंट्रोडक्शन होगा उसमें हम यही बात करेंगे कि डिस्पाइट द फैक्ट कि these so many articles, important intervention have been made, जो अंडर प्रिविलेज सेक्शन हैं कम्युनिटीज का, जो लास्ट पर्सन स्टैंडिंग ऑन द लाइन, अंत्योदय जिसे कहते हैं, दे आर स्टिल नॉट गेटिंग एडिक्वेट बेनिफिट्स बाय द स्टेट. इसको स्टैब्लिश कर दो, क्योंकि यही ऑपरेटिव पार्ट है. इतने सारे प्रोविजंस हैं फिर भी इन्हें बेनिफिट नहीं मिला. दिस शुड बी स्टैब्लिश्ड इन द इंट्रोडक्शन इटसेल्फ. You will mention the articles, you will mention the schemes, you will mention the parliamentary law under the guidance of the Constitution. You have mentioned it, and you have spoken about how they are being deprived of these benefits. The question emerges, obviously they are asking you to comment why they are being deprived. Examiner is asking this thing from you. Why exactly it is being deprived of. These people are being deprived of these benefits despite the fact that state is spending a lot of money, a lot of revenue in these schemes and programs and policies. तो क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है? ये कोर जो आंसर का है वो ये, क्यों ऐसा हो रहा है? तो रिजर्वेशन के केस में अगर हम देखें, प्राइमरली जो क्रीमी लेयर का इशू है, particularly in dominant caste, OBCs, SC, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. यहाँ this is not a single category. Scheduled caste is not a single caste. There are thousands of castes in the scheduled caste category. There are thousands of tribes in scheduled tribe categories. So the creamy section of these categories, like in case of scheduled tribe, Mida community, for example, Rajasthan, they are overtly represented in variety of jobs across the state of Rajasthan and at the national level. Why? Because they are more educated compared to other tribal groups. तो जो क्रीमी लेयर होता है उसकी वजह से OBCs और SC STs में कुछ सेलेक्टेड फैमिलीज, सेलेक्टेड रीजन के लोग बेनिफिटेड होते हैं, जो अंडर प्रिविलेज सेक्शन है उसको बेनिफिट नहीं मिलता. दूसरा, सरकार का फोकस क्वांटिटी पे ज्यादा होता है. अफर्मेटिव एक्शन के लिए सरकार ने क्या नहीं किया, राइट टू एजुकेशन जैसे वो कंसेप्ट लेके आए, इतना सब्सिडाइज कर रखा है एजुकेशन को, हेल्थ केयर को, स्टिल द अंडर प्रिविलेज सेक्शन डोंट गेट द बेनिफिट. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे डोंट लुक आफ्टर द क्वालिटी. एक बार स्कूल बना दी, हॉस्पिटल बना दिया, देन आफ्टरवर्ड्स दे विल नॉट लुक आफ्टर द सर्विस डिलीवरी, द क्वालिटी ऑफ दोज इंस्टीट्यूशंस. ये एक बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. तीसरा, पुअर इंप्लीमेंटेशन. देयर आर Civil Rights Acts 1955, there are prevention of atrocities against SC and ST Act 1989. These kind of laws are there, but obviously the implementation issues in a way negatively impacts them. तो implementation जिसके लिए political will चाहिए, जिसके लिए administrative efficiency चाहिए, जिसके लिए empowered bureaucracy चाहिए, वो तीनों चीजें यहाँ मिसिंग होती हैं. तो implementation ये जो emphasize किया है हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ने, वो ग्राउंड पे उतर नहीं पाता. इसके अलावा इन इंडिया वी हैव रीजनल डिस्पैरिटी ऑल्सो. तो इन सम एरियाज ऑफ आवर कंट्री द सोशल जस्टिस एंड इक्विटी प्रोग्राम्स आर रनिंग सक्सेसफुली, which is getting reflected into the expansion of OBCs and SC STs middle classes, representation in political institutions. इसके अलावा जो कैपिटलिज्म वाला एंगल है, दलित कैपिटलिज्म इज ऑल्सो इंक्रीजिंग इन मेनी पार्ट्स ऑफ द कंट्री. लेकिन जो अंडर डेवलप्ड एरियाज हैं, those areas where caste discrimination still runs very deep, still it is not developed, those areas are not developed economically, वहां regional disparity होती है और benefit नहीं मिल पाते लोगों को. इसके अलावा a very important aspect is multi-sectionality. Multi-sectionality means variety of marginalization fused together to act against the underprivileged section. Imagine a tribal woman who is poor, who is suffering from malnutrition, who is living in a violence affected areas of Chhattisgarh. So all sort of marginalities in a way, they get fused in her case, and eventually she will be out of the safety net that the Indian Constitution has envisaged for her. You can add poverty into it, you can add caste violence into it, you can add reigning patriarchy of Indian society into it. ये तीनों फैक्टर्स मिलके जो हमारा अंडर प्रिविलेज सेक्शन है उसको मेक श्योर करते हैं कि उसको बेनिफिट ना मिले. और दिस आइडिया दैट वी फेवर द कम्युनिटीज नॉट द इंडिविजुअल्स, एट द हार्ट ऑफ दिस इशू इज दैट वी फेवर व्हाट, सोशल ग्रुप्स. वी डोंट लुक आफ्टर द इंडिविजुअल्स. तो इंडिया में जो सोशल जस्टिस है उसके केंद्र में कौन है? इंडिविजुअल्स हैं? नहीं है, अनफॉर्चुनेटली नहीं है. उनके केंद्र में सोशल ग्रुप्स हैं. तो वी गो फॉर प्रोवाइडिंग इक्विटी एंड सोशल जस्टिस टू दलित्स. वी डोंट गो आफ्टर प्रोवाइडिंग इक्विटी एंड सोशल जस्टिस टू इंडिविजुअल्स इन द दलित कम्युनिटी. एंड दैट इज व्हाई सर्टेन सेक्शन ऑफ द सेम दलित कम्युनिटी विल benefit from the access the constitution is providing, and a vast majority of them will not have any significant improvement in their day to day life. तो जो फिलोसफी है हमारी सोशल जस्टिस की और इक्विटी की, ये फिलोसफी भी अपने आप में रिस्पॉन्सिबल है कि ये बेनिफिट क्यों नहीं मिल पा रहे हैं. सो इन ए वे दीज थिंग्स कंबाइन मेक श्योर that the lower rung, the underprivileged section of these communities don't get any benefit. Even if they get, it is very minuscule compared to what our constitution is offering them. इस तरीके से ये आंसर कंक्लूड होगा. You will start with introduction where you will conclusively address the demand of the question कि हाँ भाई ये constitutional principles हैं फिर भी इनको नहीं मिल पा रहा. उसके बाद we'll talk about the reasons and then you will talk about the way forward. In this case जो conclusion होगा थोड़ा ज़्यादा futuristic होगा, that you will talk about how we need systematic social transformation, how we need deepening of economic growth and the penetration of the benefits of the economic growth. तब जाके when you will infuse the political will with technology, when you will fuse these two things with empowerment and decentralization of functions and powers, you will have a situation in India where all sections, particularly the underprivileged sections, will benefit from governmental programs and initiatives. This is what we can hope. In Amrit Kal till 2047 we want to see India a developed state, a developed nation. उसके लिए जरूरी है कि underprivileged section को benefit मिले. That is how you address the demand of the question in mains. So keep writing, keep practicing. You will need the year-long practice to master the art of writing, and then only you can think of succeeding in this examination, which is, by the way, the toughest examination in India. Thank you.